HoYoverse is a game company? I assumed they were a music one. In all seriousness though, HoYoverse might have some questionable mechanics in their games, but the one thing that they have that doesn't compare to anything else are their soundtracks. Hello everyone again, it's Pig again, coming back with a second part I guess of the other video I made, which I have to give a huge thanks to everyone for watching and supporting the video. I do want to address one specific comment as I don't think I gave a professional response to it, but this comment that explains how Genshin copyrights the music. I don't agree with that. I think HOYO-MiX might have grabbed some inspiration from certain pieces of media and transformed the bases to better fit their songs and their worlds. There is no copyright being done by them at all. It is original compositions with inspiration, and like another comment beautifully said, every piece of art is an inspiration of others, and I 100% agree with that. It's only made more original by how it's perceived and made for audiences to hear in perspective games. It's wild to think that HOYO-MiX basically carries the games of HoYoverse to the point that every soundtrack is unique on its own, but where did it all start from? We have to go back to the very beginning, in other words, to the Third Impact. Honkai Impact 3rd was the very beginning for the HoYoverse scope of games that really set the groundwork for their future games to have banger soundtracks. And it's all thanks to one person in particular, and his name is Sai Zoe Jinhan, who is not only the music director for HoYoverse, he was also one of the founders of the music department HOYO-MiX. His contributions for making the department started a domino effect for the soundtracks that will develop into having collaborations with many artists from many different cultures. Specifically though, for Honkai Impact 3rd, many Chinese/Japanese musical artists from the likes of Mika Kobayashi,
Give me your hand, the feel of it so much, it's not the game, it's the state don't lose your way, your mind we have to be, 赤い月が島にいれば
Hanser,
So my lips feel busted and could never be. I will try hard to soar to the heaven I dream.
Sa Ding Ding,
I'ma go very high, right away from the pie. So you heard how it lies. 那是我，愿你似月光，无痛也无伤，有一双洁白的翅膀。One more last final ride, where to go when you come? 'Cause then very down.
Tia Ray,
Crash against the barrier of the crown，就一点喜欢，说不上恨，别就 Baby I'm not good, baby I'm not good. So there ain't no pieces in the end, sure it's not for
Shu Shen,
Life looks like a flower, far away or by. 怕你飞远去，怕你离我而去。爱是谁做的你？每当我想起。
起，温暖山。For the one to find a way back home.
花灵
How I love to embrace.
Ayanga
Every night brings a dream of the day. 多一份感动，心就多一份辜负。我蒙上眼睛，可却变成一声痛点。Give me away, all the
黄尚云
Before taking heart of grace, taking heart of grace. It's hardly the way we still stand against the fear of
Shillelagh
shoulder for the past without the price. In prison for so long. Now I'm afraid I cannot stand the rest to think. I close my eyes and say I love you.
and my personal favorite Tanya Chuya.
Never let you go. It's worth it the more for a chance at least to live in your way. Love of you.
I probably mispronounced some of these names and I apologize. These collaborations between these famous artists was a stepping stone for the future games to inherit the correlation. This also applies to Genshin Impact, with Emberfire and La Vega Lit, which had 5 variations in total. What's insane is how many collaborations Honkai Impact 3rd got in its lifespan with Kiana's storyline, but at the same time, it is absolutely phenomenal and amazing how many artists worked on pivotal story cutscenes. The music even gained recognition in the NetEase music charts when they were released to the public. The blend at Honkai Impact 3rd is insane as well, which like I've said before was a stepping stone for future games, as this game was technically the first to implement classical and regional based instruments into the soundtracks for HOYO-MiX, to the point that even EDM pieces have instruments that don't blend together in a performance, but work so beautifully together here. This isn't the only game in which EDM takes the top place for its world. That goes to the next Honkai game in the mix, Honkai Star Rail. Star Rail was their next phase in the Honkai universe, from my understanding, as they are linked in many ways, and it shows in the characters like Welt and Luca, although I love and hate you. The musical masterminds behind Star Rail come directly from the Impact 3rd sound team, the most notable one being Gong Chi, who is the producer of the Star Rail department. Which one of the things that stood out to me during my research phase was learning about his philosophy behind the music of Star Rail specifically. In a behind the scenes video for the planet Jarilo 6, a member on the team specified like doing music design for an animated film, which to me is a wild statement to make, especially coming from a free gacha game. I have to put this in perspective. A lot of composers behind the music department HOYO-MiX got into the industry based on games like Final Fantasy and Ori and the Blind Forest. And for them to make these beautiful scores for us in the free game with that inspiration is absolute bonkers. The world of Honkai Star Rail is set in a more futuristic, cyber-empowered planets, with each one having their own Stellaron, which is like a god being. And this game being set in a more futuristic era gives them the freedom to play around with the soundtrack and just overall branch into many mixes of EDM/electronic music. Unlike Genshin, which is sort of region locked in the sense that they honor each region's original place to match with the instruments, Star Rail has more freedom to have fun with lyrics and rhythms that sound out beautifully.
An island full of bananas, a lovely mess for some bananas. Eat bananas, not the daily, where we no more be happy every day. Some banana monkey is the very he's the monkey living life without a stress.
Yeah, even that one. The most famous of this mix of EDM with something else is obviously Kafka's character theme using Winter by Antonio Vivaldi as inspiration and mixing it in with an EDM beat to it. This game also follows in Impact 3's collaborated space, which they bring musical artists from the world, to even their most recent collab with being with Rite and No Dazzle No Break. Which I made a little edit with the one in Genshin if y'all want to see it. Link in the description. As well with other musical artists like Jake Miller.
I want you to show me your fantasy. No past and no future. That's what I need. The groove takes it over. We'll wait and see. Even I might blank out you and me.
Jonathan Steingard.
We made a choice, go fight against your fate. Pain will come with the blade.
Chevy.
Rise up into light. Whoa. Renew your definition. Whoa, so high. Let me show.
Anthony Lynch.
The way to celebrate. I'll be waiting till we make it the day to celebrate.
Leah Cirque.
Get rid of the bricks from the rusty time dossiers. Don't stay in a daze looking for a sign. Start and try. Run across fields of ice, but didn't in starlight.
And Shillelagh again.
这故事无关命运的可以安排，毕竟终点尚且遥远渺小。
These collaborations don't stop coming, and it shows that it works so well, to the point that even the new game, based in a more modern-ish setting, in a sense, works best with collaborations and the new music department. This is Zenless Zone Zero. I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about Zenless Zone Zero, but I will do my best. In my personal opinion, the whole aesthetic of this game makes it seem that each faction can be part of a band or a group of music producers, if that makes sense. It might be a bit of a stretch, but also, the way all the characters are very lively and reactive in an expressive way makes the game stand out from the rest of the HOYO games in animation. In that way though, as we've seen with their latest installment in their music industry with that. It's no surprise that the HOYO-MiX team has gathered together again to make another banger soundtrack, but interestingly enough, this particular game really has more of a rock/metal genre of music, in the sense that even their outfits are very gothic and rocker for some factions. And it's no surprise that their collaborations bring that genre to life and enhance the OST, to even their main theme, Come Alive by Zenless and HOYO-MiX, leads the game's opening theme to a mind-blowing introduction of what to expect for the future and the factions as a whole. The mix of Mandarin with English with the background of metal, which to me gives some old 2000s rock/punk vibes, and I'm all here for it. Another song that I want to particularly talk about that really stood out to me for some reason is the 99% loading theme. It has a very funky vibe to it that makes it feel like you're rewinding a mixtape as you load into each area and or to a specific boss. The little details that you're essentially going into battle with a mixtape in your hand is quite amazing, not to mention the fact that most of the UI aspects of the game are all revolved around film/music stuff, like a film reel, the screen, and so forth. Also, a little detail that I was told by none other than one of our other members, Kai/Maddie, is that the theme in the construction area gives the atmosphere that the song is being played with the tools and equipment you find in that construction site, which I thought was a cool detail that I couldn't have heard or probably knew about it until he told me. So yeah, but let's talk about the collaborations between CCC and other artists. I am going to abbreviate CCC because I cannot say Z's. We start out strong with just the first theme being produced and helped by Philip Strand. He is most famous for working with the music label Monstercat. I love Monstercat, which is a very strong start, and it only got higher from there. ZZC managed to land a song with none other than DJ Tiesto, Lucas and Steven, Silent Child, and Wu-Tang Yang, all in one song. DJ Tiesto is a Grammy winner DJ, which, doing my research, I was just blown away by the quality that was made for the song, and it fits so good for the game as it's a very modern technological world. Yang Wu-Tao went on also to produce these songs here, and that one too. What's really crazy about this game is the fact that a whole new music department was made for the music, which is the Zanzi Studios, which is a real-life production house in collaboration with HOYO-MiX, but also a location in-game, apparently. This was made specifically for ZZC, and it only adds to my opinion on how the world of ZZC is basically like a world tour of music, because of the aesthetic of the characters and the technology present. Also, as of this recording, this is a voiceover recording, there is a new City Pump album that they just released, and the song that's in the background right now is that song, is one of them at least. Do keep in mind though, this is a fresh new game that just made it onto the gacha market, but it's starting out with a banger soundtrack and very interesting character designs. But it comes to show how much care and craft comes from the HOYO-MiX team, and it'll only get better as time progresses. All I have to say is thanks to the founder and producer of their first major game, Kai Zoe Jinhan, who helped revolutionize HoYoverse's music to stand out in the crowd and in the gacha industry. So thank you, Zoe. HoYoverse is one of the greatest music/game companies that has ever been created, in my opinion, and they will only keep making amazing music because of the producers of each game and the collaborations that they are able to do with artists around the world. and I personally can't wait to see what they have in store for us music fans. Till next time, HOYO-MiX.
Every night brings a dream, but the day